Oh my god, there's so much stupidity to look through. I wonder which one I should destroy. How a dice can show that God exists. Well, this sounds like a great argument that will change the face of atheism as we know it. Let's click it. Oh my god! Somebody help him! He's in space and he's only wearing a shirt. Oh my god. Hello! Anybody help him, please!
Some people say that human existence is a result of a roll of the cosmic dice.
Yes, as an extremely crude way of describing the universe, I can see this is an alright metaphor to describe the beginning of the universe.
Like the gambler who stakes his life savings on the next throw, we just got lucky in the lottery of life.
Okay, and this is why I said it was a crude metaphor. What, like 6 seconds ago? Like, oh my god. Okay, so here's why we didn't get lucky. Because we don't know the constants that make life, alright? For all we know, if the universe started a different way, we would have evolved into a completely different form of life than the one we have today. Like, it's just something we don't know.
Some people say there's no purpose in the universe, no grand plan, no God behind it all. Our numbers just came up and here we are.
Yep, that sounds correct. Like I said earlier, as a crude way of saying it, yes, our number did just come up.
But I don't believe them, and nor should you.
And neither should I? Wow. I guess you must have a great argument as to why this is completely stupid then. I can't wait to hear it.
If I roll this dice, the chances of getting a 6 is 1 in 6. That's not too bad. But what are the chances of me rolling 6 twice in a row? Well, the odds get longer. It's 1 in 6 times by 1 in 6. That's 1 in 36. So I'd have to be pretty lucky to get 2 6s in a row.
Okay. I can see that you can do basic math that I learned in grade 6. Please continue.
Now, every time I add the chances of rolling another 6 in a row, the odds go up exponentially.
That's how math works. Your point is what?
And it gets even more unlikely. Now, what if I rolled this dice 70 times and every single time I got a 6? Okay, that's pretty unlikely, but it's possible, right?
Right.
Well, in fact, the chances of rolling a 6 70 times in a row are around 1 in 10 to the 55. That's a 1 with 55 zeros after it. Now, just to put that in perspective, how long would I have to stand here rolling this dice, allowing about 5 seconds per roll, before hitting that lucky streak and rolling 76s in a row?
I'm guessing a pretty long time. Good thing time is irrelevant to the beginning of the universe because it didn't start until the universe was conceived, so yeah.
Well, I had a mathematician friend work it out for me.
Wow, I'm glad to give a mathematician a bunch of numbers that don't mean anything to fool around with for a little while. You're a cool guy.
On average, you would have to continually roll this dice for 100 trillion, 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 trillion years before your numbers come up.
Wait, does that mean Jehovah rolled a dice for 1 trillion, 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 trillion years to make the universe? Huh, I guess that kind of messes with the whole God made the world in 7 literal days thing. Oh well, collateral damage I suppose to defeat my argument.
That's a long time. What if you applied that thinking to us? What are the odds of us being here? Now, the odds of rolling 76s in a row, 1 in 10 to the 55, as it happens, those are the same odds of something called the expansion rate of the universe being just right for the existence of us here today.
Okay, but that's irrelevant because we are here today, so I guess that chance happened, right? I mean, if you think about it, one of the theoretical chances you're talking about did have to be chosen, right? So why not this one?
From the moment of the Big Bang, when our universe began to rapidly expand, the rate of that expansion was exquisitely finely balanced. Any faster, and the universe would have expanded too rapidly to allow the formation of chemicals, atoms, stars, and galaxies. Any slower, and the universe would have collapsed back in on itself. But as it happens, the universe expanded at just the right rate to allow for life to develop in the future, for us to be here. It hit 70 rolls of the number 6 in a row, first time.
Alright, the first thing I want to say is, because we don't know what was before the universe, and that question might not even make sense. We don't know if it quote-unquote hit all those 6s the first time. Maybe it didn't and collapsed back in on itself, and then exploded again, or Big Bang again. Fucking jumble phrases. Granted, I didn't look into it, so that might be a stupid thing to say, but still, it kind of does defeat what you're saying completely.
And the expansion rate of the universe is just one among 30 or so other incredibly sensitively finely tuned constants and fundamental forces in the universe that must be just the way they are for the universe to be able to produce us.
And the keyword there is us. We don't know if something happened a little bit differently, if it would have created a completely different life form than how we are now. It's strange because you're using the teleological argument in such a weird way by expressing it with dice. I find it funny because the teleological argument gets destroyed so much that I don't even feel the need to debunk it, so just continue.
So let's imagine, if I went ahead and rolled this dice 70 times, and what do you know, every time it came up 6. No waiting for trillions upon trillions of years, first time. Beginner's luck? Hardly. You would assume that I must have rigged it. Maybe the dice are loaded, maybe there are 6s on every side.
Yeah, of course. So because it's improbable means it's impossible, even though getting every other combination is just as improbable as this one, but shut up.
It can't be chance. Now let me ask you, why would we assume that this universe with us in it, which is actually way more improbable than my 70 rolls, is just a result of chance? The fact that we're here shows that someone's loaded the dice. In fact, maybe there's no dice at all. What if the evidence points to this life-permitting universe actually being the product of an intelligent mind which intended for us to be here?
You know what? Even though I'm compelled to ask you where that God came from, I won't. You know why? Because I'll concede that there may be a God who started everything. Except he never intervened. He is not the God of the Bible or the Quran, etc. No, he is a God who started a universe and watched it happen as if it were a movie.
Now you could come up with some speculative other theory. Maybe there's an infinite number of universes, giving you an infinite number of chances to roll the dice.
Maybe, but judging from that stupid look on your face, I don't think you accept that as much as you accept. A book written by desert-dwelling scribes told me that's how it works, so I believe book.
Maybe. But we don't have any scientific evidence for it.
Hey, mister. You realize there isn't anything disproving it, though? You know, like how we have things disproving your stupid book, right? You realize that? Like, I'm just so confused. Why do you require scientific evidence when it doesn't contradict your book? But when it does, oh yeah, that makes no sense at all, right?
So if you're hanging your hat on that possibility, then you're every bit as much committed to a faith position as the person who says God was behind it.
Kind of. But if I believe in the multiverse theory, then there's nothing that contradicts that in the laws of the universe that I know of in order to believe in it. Unlike your stupid book, which contradicts a lot of the laws of the universe. So yeah.
Believing in God isn't a delusion. It's a perfectly reasonable conclusion when we look at the fingerprints on our universe.
Except, you know, this motherfucker you call God must have been a pretty good criminal because he left no fingerprints anywhere at all.
And if it's true that we aren't just the fluke result of a cosmic roll of the dice, and that we're actually here because a grand designer intended us from the very beginning, well, that's worth staking something on.
Oh yeah, oh great. Yeah, let's just end it on a giant assertion, alright? Perfect. It's great, dude.